Okay, in today's episode of My Crowded Garage, the Ultra Limited has something that's causing parasitic drain. Something's draining the battery when it sits. I've narrowed it down to the circuit, and it is the power and accessories that control the auxiliary lights, things like that. Now, I know that mine is related to the front auxiliary lights because that button stopped working. So I've got it already narrowed down right there. So let's get into this. So if you haven't removed your seat before, just pop open your trunk. That'll gain you access to the Phillips screw back here. Just take out that Phillips screw, and then you also have the leather strap that comes across. There'll be a screw under there, and then your seat will just lift off and slide back. Okay, next we have to gain entry to the fuse box, which is right behind this cover, so we're going to pop off the saddlebag on this side. I love these quick detach bags. From there, this cover has two rubber grommets right there. It's going to pop it straight off. And a third one at the bottom. 3 grommets altogether. And so then right here is our fuse panel. So right behind this cover, some fuses. We're going to pop this off. Comes off from the sides. Just squeeze the 2 sides in. Now, I'm not going to get into how to do a parasitic drain test. There's other videos on that, but I will tell you I also had this fuse right here blowing with my issue, and it is the P and A fuse. That's power and accessories. And so when I checked the schematic in the Harley manual, that is my auxiliary lights along with other items. So like I said, I know I'm already on track to the auxiliary lights. So moving right along, let's get to the wiring harness so we can start tracing this ground fault. So the first thing we want to do is unplug the battery. There's going to be 2 T40 screws right here. You can also use a regular socket. They have 2 options there. Go ahead and remove these 2 screws. And then this whole mess will lift up and unhook from the front side. You have to slide it out. And you'll see once you get in there how that pops off. And then there's our battery. And this box will come off. Not a big deal. It just clips right in here. And hopefully your strap is still present to pull the battery up out of there. If not, if yours isn't there, Godspeed, my friend, and tune back in once you get that out of there. Okay, next up we get a little bit more involved. We have to remove the fuel tank. This is a lot easier than what you might think. So a full touring bike can seem pretty intimidating to get into and work on, but they're really not that hard at all. So you're going to see that as we continue. Even if you only have a GED, which is good enough, dude, you can handle this. You don't have to be a tech. So the next step in accessing the wiring harness is to remove the tank. So we're going to have 2 more T40s right here. So go ahead and remove those. Then we're going to disconnect the fuel line. So you see the fuel line right here by your horn. And I love the way they're doing these new bikes. Like I said, just great stuff. You just lift up on this, pop down on this. You're not going to hardly lose any fuel. Just a quick disconnect, a few drops of fuel. Moving right along. At the front of the fuel tank, you're going to see on each side is going to be a rubber cap. That's just going to pop off. And that's all it is, a little rubber cap to keep this from getting rusty. And you're going to have 2 more bolts to remove. Again, 1 on each side. So last thing we have to do is, where we have some wiring harnesses coming down out of here, just go ahead and unplug those. And they're color coded, so you won't have to worry about remembering where they go. It's pretty idiot proof. You're going to press down on this piece right here and then pull the assembly away from it. You'll have a white one and a black one here. Might have a zip strip to cut. You'll have a flex line here to pop out. And then this here is the vent line to the fuel tank. That may also be connected by a couple zip strips. Go ahead and fish that out. And you'll see how this fuel vent line runs. It just runs straight down the side of the bike there. So now we have all 4 of these disconnected. Now we can just simply lift the tank right off the bike. So we had a total of 4 screws, the fuel line, and these 4 items here to disconnect. And now the wiring harness is right under this plastic cover. So follow it along. You may have some tape to disconnect, and maybe straps of tape around it. Otherwise, a couple tabs that you'll see. Otherwise, you'll see a couple tabs. Just work your way along. And there's our entire wiring harness. So much easier in some of the old bikes where the wiring harness ran through the frame. So now to get into the main issue, which is my auxiliary switch right here. Now I had already removed this, but how this goes on here is you have a wiring harness on each side that plugs into the back of this. This just sets in there. You see it clips underneath the dash with these two clips. And then on the sides, there's a screw. So once you get, that'll just pop right in there. Just like that there. Screw on each side, two tabs, pop it down, slide it out, disconnect your harnesses. Now again, I have the wiring schematic in the manual, so I know what wires I'm looking at, but again, I already knew it was my auxiliary lights because that button stopped working, and that was the fuse that kept blowing. So if you don't have the schematic, you can just look at the back, see what color wires run to it, find them in the harness, and we're gonna check for a ground fault. Now again, I'm not this smart. I had already done this once, and so now I put it back together to show you for the video. So that's what this electrical tape's about, where I had already probed the wire once. So we're gonna set the multimeter to continuity test. I'm gonna put one probe into this wire that I believe may have a ground fault, and the other end I'm gonna put to the frame somewhere where I have a good ground and see if we have continuity, which would indicate a ground fault. A good spot to test is right here where the screw goes into the frame, and we have nothing. No dial tone on the continuity tester. Now let's plug the switch in and see what we get. Now to remove the switch, you'll see it's just two screws that hold it into the case. So I'm just going to remove those. All right, with that plugged back in, let's do the same test again. You hear that tone? So we have no ground fault when the switch isn't plugged in, but we have a ground fault when it is plugged in. The issue is inside the switch. I took this all apart. It's inside the epoxied section, so no way to fix this, so I ordered a new switch. So to verify our findings, we're going to plug in the new switch and do the same test again. No tone. So that easy. An $85 switch fixed my $30,000 motorcycle. No need for a tech service. So the Ultra lives on. I really hope this video helped you out. If it did, please hit it with a like, subscribe to the channel, and check out my playlist on the Harleys. I have a Super Glide. I'm going to be redoing the shocks on that at some point, and some other work. And then there's other videos on this here Ultra as well. So if you have parasitic drain, that's how you're going to test for ground faults, things like that. Test the wire, plug it to a good ground, see if you have continuity. If you do, that's a bad thing. You've got a short somewhere. Again, if this is your problem or if it's another switch, hopefully this video helps you diagnose your bike and keep you riding. Really hope this video helped you out. If it did, please hit it with a like, subscribe to the channel, and check out my Harley playlist where there's other videos on the Super Glide and also this Ultra. Really appreciate you guys watching, and I thank you so much for your support. Now some people comment like, okay, you finished, but you didn't show us how to put it back together. Really? It is simply the reverse of what we just did. So hopefully you can figure that part out. I'm not going to waste video time reviewing putting it back together. I feel like it was pretty simple. So I really hope this video helped you out. If it did, hit it with a like, subscribe to the channel, and check out my Harley playlist where there's videos on my Super Glide as well as other videos on this here Ultra. Hopefully you can find some more things to help you out. Really appreciate you watching, and I thank you all so much for your support of the channel.